Okay, in this video, we are going to be using AI, and specifically we are going to be using ChatGPT to find the most hidden, untapped niches for 2025 in SMMA. And if you're not using ChatGPT, if you're not using AI to not only choose your niche, but then to find information about your niche, to find out your target avatar, to find out things like their pain points, to find out things like their revenue, to find out things like how easy accessible their data is, then you are going to get absolutely steamrolled by everybody who is. If this was around when I started my agency, it would have made my life so much easier. It is so powerful. It's incredible. And I'm going to show you how you can use it, not only to choose your niche, but once you've chosen your niche, how to find out every single piece of information you need to know in order to crush it in 2025. So I've put together this SOP doc for us to use, and essentially we have our niche guidelines. So there are some parameters that you have to hit with your niche just for it to work. So you could be the most amazing marketer, you could be the most amazing closer in the world, but if your niche doesn't hit these parameters, then you're going to pretty much struggle from the outset. So the first thing is, it must have at least 50,000 leads. There must be at least 50,000 businesses in that niche. The reason for this is, if there's less than 50,000 leads or businesses, you're going to run out of leads very quickly, because with SMMA, it's very much a numbers game on outreach. You have to get your face, or you have to get your message in front of enough people in order to book meetings. Now, there obviously are ways in which you can get higher conversions and book more meetings, obviously, but you need at least 50,000 leads. So I'll run through the rest pretty quickly, because the main thing here is ChatGPT and how we're going to use that. But we also want to be selling to people who have a product or service worth $500 or more. Anything less than $500 is going to make it pretty tight for their margins to run ads. Again, their annual revenue needs to be over 500K, which is about 50K per month. Can you easily access their data? If you choose a niche and it ticks every other box, but it's extremely difficult to get their data for outreach, then you're going to struggle. Do they already run ads? Have they knowledge around ads? And then the last one is rate your knowledge levels on the niche between 1 and 10. I'm going to get into why that's important a little bit later. However, let's get straight into it. Here are the ChatGPT prompts that are going to get us going. So the first one here is simply telling ChatGPT we run an agency and to give us the 10 best untapped niches for 2025 and asking them to be specific. So let's copy this and then let's go over to ChatGPT and then let's paste this in and see what it gives us back here. So straight away, it's given us virtual reality, sustainable smart home automation products, AI-powered personal finance tools, eco-friendly men's grooming products, neurotech, wearable devices, subscription-based niche adult learning platforms, microgains. So these are a little bit too niche for me. These are super niche. So it's obviously taken my prompt here in terms of can you be specific, avoid being general, and it's gone way too niche. So let's give it another prompt and let's give it a few examples, and let's say these are a little too niche. Can you give me examples like roofing contractors, let's say med spas? These are obviously very popular niches, but I'm just trying to get it to be more not too super niche. I'm trying to pull it out a little bit. Dentists, etc. Don't use these as they are just examples. Okay, let's see what it says now. We're just waiting for it to load here. Okay, this is a little bit better. So solar panel installation companies, obviously we know solar is a huge niche in the SMMA space. Outdoor kitchen and patio construction services, okay, that's an interesting one. Cryotherapy clinics, another interesting one. Custom closet design and installation, senior living placement services, e-bike and scooter repair shops, custom home theater installation, dog training and behavior specialist, RV and camper conversion services, and personal injury law firm. Okay, interesting. So now we have something to work with. What you want to do now is you want to go back to your SOP doc, which by the way is available in my free community down below. If you just click the link down below, you have access to my free community where all of these documents are there free of charge. So you don't have to put this in manually. Then you want to go back and we want to go to our first point here, which is must have at least 50K leads. Now I can know straight away from just looking at some of these, there's not going to be 50K leads, but let's go to ChatGPT and let's give it the prompt and let's go over here like this. And then let's give it the prompt and see what comes back. I'm using the USA and UK as an example because obviously they're the two main markets. I am in the UK, but a lot of agencies are going to be targeting the US as well. So let's see what it says here. So ChatGPT was taking quite long there, so I'm going to take out the UK and make it simpler for it. So let's go with the USA and see if that does it a little bit quicker. Okay, it has given us the list here, and you can see here we're struggling to hit our first parameter, which is 50k leads. So we can see here there's 10,000, 8.5, 500, which is obviously way too low, 2.5k, 2,000, 1,000. The only one that hits our parameter is personal injury law firms, but that is just 1 out of 10. We want it to be a little bit higher than that, give us some options. So let's give it another prompt. Can you give me... So this time I'm saying, can you give me another list of 10 best niches, but this time only include businesses or niches that have above 50k US based businesses. So let's see what it says this time. Okay, interesting. It's gone much more broad and general, and you've all heard of these niches before. So landscaping, home cleaning, restaurants, real estate, auto repair, maintenance shops, plumbing contractors, insurance agencies and brokerages, beauty salons, fitness centers and gyms, and childcare and daycare centers. So we've all heard of these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see how many marketing agencies there is in each of these niches. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to shoot me out how many marketing agencies it can find on the internet in these niches. Okay, interesting. We can really see how powerful ChatGPT is here. Like, where else would you get this information? Obviously, this is not going to be super accurate, but it's a very, very good indication of how many marketing agencies there is in each of these. So we can see 8,000 for landscaping, 10,000 in home cleaning, 15,000 in restaurants, 20,000 in real estate agents, and so on and so on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create a ratio in terms of how many marketing agencies there is compared to how many businesses there is in the UK, so we can actually see how competitive or quote unquote saturated these niches are, which would be a really, really good indication and some really, really good information for us to go on before choosing our niche. So I'm going to do that right now. So it's now analyzing for us. This might take a little while because obviously there's a lot of data there, but it's now analyzing each niches. Here we go, it's popped up. So we can see here, it has actually given us a table. So let's see if we can make this bigger. Okay. So let's see here, we can see the number of landscaping businesses. Okay, it's given us the ratio in like a long number. So I'm going to actually ask it to give me it as a percentage. Okay, here we go. So we can see here the ratio as a percentage. So landscaping services, 1.26% of the number of businesses has marketing agencies. So that's interesting. So 1.26%, so quite low. 1.1%, 2.27% for restaurants, 1% for real estate agents, 2.2% for auto repair, 4% for plumbing contractors. So that's massive, basically double and triple what the rest of them are. 3% for insurance, 1.8% for beauty salons, and fitness centers is really high, 7.8%, and childcare and daycare centers is 7.4%. So this is really, really interesting. This is really, really interesting. And I'm not saying here that you should be put off by a high number, but this is definitely something that we should factor in. It is definitely something that we should factor in. And it's not necessarily that the high number means it's saturated. It could simply mean, for example, fitness centers and gyms, they are very, very tech savvy. They are very, very ad savvy. Like, they're quite sort of modern companies, and it would make sense that there's more marketing agencies with fitness centers because they do more marketing. Like, they revolve around marketing. They do a ton of marketing. And if we were to compare that to, I'd say, plumbing contractors. But on the flip side of that, real estate agents and brokers also do a lot of marketing, and their number is only 1%. But look at the amount of real estate agents and brokers. It is so high. So I think that's where that discrepancy is coming from. There are just so many of these, and that's probably because it's including single brokers as well. That's kind of why that number is there. But again, this is really, really interesting information, and it's very, very good information to have when deciding on one niche you're going to pick. So now we have that information. The next thing we're going to do is give it the next prompt. We're going to ask it to give the annual revenue, or the average annual revenue of each niche. So let's see what this spits out for the 10 niches that we were already looking at. Okay, this is what it has given us. So now we have a column that is telling us the average annual revenue. And you can see, again, this is just how powerful. It's like Google Sheets, Google Docs, all in one, just powered by this unbelievably powerful AI that just tells you everything you want to know. And we can see here right in front of us in black and white, the average annual revenue of a landscaping business, 55k, 40k for home cleaning services, 800k for restaurants, 120k for real estate agents and brokers, 500k for auto repair maintenance, and again, and we go down and down and down. So why do we have this in there? So we can automatically disqualify based on this. Annual revenue over 500k. To be honest, this is probably a little high. Like, we could probably cut this in half to 250 because 500k is going to disqualify a lot of these guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's put that to 250. and that would go to 25, because 500k is, you know, quite high, depending on, you know, your niche and your price point, what you want to go for. But 250 opens up a lot of options here. So obviously landscaping is disqualified, home cleaning is disqualified, restaurants are in, real estate agents and brokers. Now this again would take out brokers, because brokers is massively inflating this number, and it would be massively decreasing this number, because brokers obviously are going to have a much lower revenue number than the actual agents themselves. So that's kind of a little bit of a unique one. I would still qualify this one, but as we continue down the list, basically all of them are qualified apart from childcare centres and beauty salons. So really interesting information. And if you're struggling with your niche, if you're struggling what niche to pick, this is going to be an unbelievably powerful exercise for you to do. And just spend a full day, if not a full week, on ChatGPT, constantly going through lists like this. You know, you can redo the list, you know, tweak it, add in prompts, and eventually you will land out at 3, 4, 5 niches that are ticking all the boxes that sound like really good niches on the face of it. And then you can do what we're about to do next, which is going into the specific niche and finding out as much possible, finding out as much information as possible. So we've done this niche guideline. So 50k leads, 50k businesses, do they sell their product for $500 or more? Annual revenue, can you access their data easily? This one, realistically, like nowadays with all the softwares and how modern technology is, you will be able to find most emails easily. Do they run ads in this niche? You can simply go in here and add another column and talking. You can just ask ChatGPT to search online if these niches are active in Facebook advertising. But so this video isn't so long, we're not going to leave that out. And then the last thing is rate your knowledge levels on the niche between 1 and 10. So this is where this next section comes in, this niche picking SOP. And all of these questions you should know the answer to with your niche. When you come to the last question, this question here, rate your knowledge levels on the niche between 1 and 10, it should be an 8 or a 9. If it's not an 8 or a 9, you need to get it to an 8 or a 9 very quickly. But fortunately, I'm about to show you exactly how you're going to get it to an 8 or a 9. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over to this niche picking SOP doc, which again is in the free community linked down below. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to ChatGPT and we're going to create a new chat. So this time we're going to give it the prompt, I am a social. So this time we're going to give it a simple prompt, and it's going to be, I am a social media marketing agency owner in the gym niche. And then we're just simply going to go through these questions like this. We're going to paste them over. Instead of there, we're going to say, do gyms have their own language buzzwords? And ChatGPT is literally going to be like a personal researcher for us. It is going to give us all the information we need. Now, sometimes it will give you this commentary that we don't really need at the start, but look at this. It's going to start giving us terminology and buzzwords that gyms use that literally, like this is gold. Like if I had this when I was starting, it would have been absolutely amazing. And if you already have knowledge in your niche, if you already, let's say you're choosing gyms and you already have knowledge in gyms, you're going to know a lot of these words, but I guarantee you it's going to pop up words that you haven't heard of at all. Like for example, there's one right now. Like I would say I'm pretty knowledgeable on gyms. I've never heard of the acronym LISS, low intensity steady state. And this is just the power. And again, this is going to go through it. Look, this is just for training types and exercise terminology. Now it's going to go to equipment specific lingo, and it's going to go down and it's going to give you all of this information. Like this should be going in a doc and you should be becoming super familiar, but I'm going to stop it there and I'm going to go on to the next one just to save some time. So this is a really good one. We're going to ask ChatGPT to give us the top 5 niches or top 5 marketing agencies in this niche. Can you list the top 5 marketing agencies in the gym niche? Let's go in the UK because I'm in the UK. And then I'm going to give it another prompt. Just give me the name and website. So this is going to be unbelievably valuable because it's going to search the internet and it's going to find the top 5 gym agencies in the UK. And you're going to be able to go on their website and literally funnel hack, literally copy what they're doing, literally see their offer, literally see what's working for them. So this first one, I think I know these guys. These are more of generalists, but let's see this second one. Okay, here we go. Perfect. For gym owners, PT facilities, studio owners, and online coaches, we create a manager marketing so you can maximize your sales. Perfect. This looks like a really good gym. Yeah, you can see the testimonials here. Like this is gold. This is absolute gold. And you can even like go and book a dummy call. Let's see what happens when you click on book a call. Name your marketing audit. Like look at this. You can literally use this in your own gym. You can see this is what the top agencies are doing. This is such good information. They're going to ask for an email here, I assume. No, they're not. They just book a call on Calendly. So this is unbelievably valuable information. This is so good. Let's go back and let's see if there's any other good ones. Here we go again. The digital performance marketing agency for lifestyle brands. Is this for gyms or lifestyle brands? Kind of hard to tell. Okay, this one's not as specific. I would say the previous one was much better. Like this is literally just a landing page absolutely optimized for ads. And this is perfect. Like they're probably running ads to this, I would imagine. But you can see how powerful this is. Like you can go back and ask for another 5, or you can ask for another 10, or you can ask for the top 10 gym agencies in the US. And you can literally funnel hack, go on to these agencies and steal what they're doing. They're the top of the space. Everything they're doing, everything on this landing page, even like the Calendly questions, I guarantee if we go in here, there's questions. Like this has all been spent hundreds of thousands, if not millions, validating all of this. So just use it, because this obviously works because the top agencies are using it. So you can see here, this is like unbelievably powerful. And when we go back to this, if we go back up to the top, rate your knowledge on the niche between 1 and 10. If you're a 5 or a 6, doing this kind of research, putting in this kind of work, you will not be long getting up to an 8 and a 9 if you are doing this week after week after week and really studying your niche. And this is just the start of it. This is just the start of this sequence. You want to go down and ask all of these questions on ChatGPT. And if you do that, and if you take notes, and if you're constantly learning, constantly optimizing, there is no way that you won't know your niche inside out. It's as simple as that. And if you're thinking to yourself, God, this sounds like a lot of hard work. Yeah. Growing a business is not supposed to be easy. This is hard work and it will take time. But I mean, like, do you want to grow a successful agency or not? Do you want to grow a 6 and 7 figure agency or not? If you want to do that, if you want to get unusual results, you have to do unusual things. And that is putting in the work in your niche. Your niche is the foundation of everything. You need to know absolutely everything about your niche. You just need to. And if you don't, you're just going to fail, because you won't have conviction, you won't have authority, you won't have confidence on calls when you speak to the owner. Can you imagine you do all of this research, how much more confident you will be on sales calls? It'll be like night and day. So anyway, I'm going to leave the video there because it's been super long, but this is how you use AI to do research in your niche. This can be so powerful. And again, if you want these resources, this doc specifically and this doc, it is in the free community linked below. But put in the research for your niche. Literally put in the research. If you can't think of a niche, just do the first prompts we were doing. Spend a week doing these prompts and finding the best niches and get the tables up like we discussed here in ChatGPT. If we go back here, get the tables up like this, like we were doing, and just tick off niches until you find a couple you like, and then get more specific like we were doing just here. I used the gym as an example. You could use roofing contractors, you could use restaurants, you could use real estate agents, and start learning absolutely everything about them. So hopefully this video was valuable. Hopefully you found this information, useful, and you can go out there and use this to find your niche. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.